Hello, welcome again to another episode of Coull Discussions. This is Barry, I'm Chris, and today we're going to talk a little about what we've been reading in the headlines. I'll start. So I guess in Nova Scotia, a couple have actually hit their 80th wedding anniversary.
Holy shitballs.
Yes. In this day and age, that is...
I can't even spend 5 minutes with myself.
There you go, see?
How do you spend 80 years with somebody? That's crazy.
And the fact is, she married when she was 18. So
Oh my goodness.
they're both like... Yeah, exactly. Bravo. Like, totally newsworthy. Like, 80 years.
That's awesome.
That's insane.
Wow.
You know?
Wow, that is crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
imagine being with the one person and that one constant always being in your life. Just look at, I'm 35 years old and I look back and I look at how many people I've met and how many people
Are still there.
are still there. And I'm like, imagine that one person for 80 years. I'll never make 80 years with my wife because I'm not going to live that long.
Yeah, you're not going to live to 130.
No, I'm not going to, I'd have to go 72 goddamn more years.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I don't want, no. It's not my wife. I don't want to be on this earth for that damn long.
110 years?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that.
65, okay, I can be okay with 65. After that, just, okay.
Yeah.
That's where I'm lining up at the slaughterhouse we just talked about.
Exactly. But yeah, so that was an interesting little headline.
That is very interesting.
So I thought I'd just talk about it.
That's
So,
cool. That is awesome. Let us know your stories, guys. Have you guys, is there any other cool stories of 50 years plus? That's amazing. 25 years. You know, with the way the world is and divorce rates nowadays, people will get married, divorce, get married, divorce, get married, divorce. It's like, holy fuck.
Probably, yeah, the average now, and
When
it's
you hear,
going
yeah,
down.
When you hear
so-
like 10, you're like, geez, you've been with somebody for 10 years? Holy shit. You're a rare breed out there. When you get to 80, it's like, Jesus. I hope they're still doing well, and whoever you are, happy anniversary. I hope you guys, like, partied up hard. I really do. I hope you guys just celebrated.
Yeah, no kidding.
I hope the Viagra and the champagne was flying, guys. Man. I got a headline. That's
Yeah.
right. Have you guys heard about the Heinz ketchup debacle?
No, I haven't actually.
Apparently Heinz ketchup shut down their I'm reading off my telephone here. Bam. Fresh off the press. No, it's been there for a while. But I guess this guy in Ontario was his little post is going viral because they closed down their Canadian plant and it put 700 people or something like that out of work. And so they're asking people to boycott Heinz and use French's because French's is now, I guess, all produced in Canada, all that good stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, personally, I didn't think that there was another option besides Heinz, because...
I was at Walmart last night and my wife said to me, she's like, yeah, here, look, it's French's on the bottom shelf. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. Whoever makes the cheapest damn ketchup is who I'm buying.
see where it's Heinz has a better taste. At least I find.
I buy Heinz because they're cheaper. French's is like 50 cents more.
Oh, let's see.
So I'm like,
I buy the jars.
Well, I buy the
big,
tin. Yeah, that's what
buy
I
the
buy too,
tin,
yeah.
and then I
You fill up.
bottles.
Yeah, that's what we do too. But when comparing the bottle that they have to the bottle that Heinz has, it was like 50 cents price difference or something like that.
Really?
Yeah,
a
I think
bottle.
so. Yeah, I was like,
okay, well,
maybe it wasn't that.
There you
much,
go,
but it
French's. If you want to win the hearts of Canada, say you're Canadian.
That's right.
Lower your prices.
This is why people don't produce things in Canada, is because it costs more money.
Okay. So we got another odd one.
Let us know what you think. Always, we're just gonna rattle off a whole bunch of stuff here. We're gonna just talk. Let us know which topic you Let us know what you guys think.
Resonates the most with
Yeah,
you.
if you think French's is better than Heinz, you're wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not gonna. Okay, so the first one from Russia.
I've heard about this one.
Okay, so there was an online contest. You go to a website, and if you're the 100,000th visitor, you win a 1-month stay at a hotel with a famous Russian porn star. Now, not a big deal, right? I saw her picture. She looks really nice. I didn't look online for her. It was just in the paper. But
Oh, okay.
she looked really nice. Big breasts, nice body, etc., etc. But the winner was a 16-year-old boy.
Yeah, I was
Only in Russia. You never see it here in Canada, or the U.S. for that matter. So,
Yeah, I heard about this, and it kind of made me laugh. Like, didn't you guys not put a
Disclaimer.
you have to be over 18 or whatever? Was there not a minimum age? Was
Well,
there not?
I think in Russia they do things really different here by comparison.
I would like to actually know what, like, has this content? Has he already had the month?
Well, no, he's starting his month, like, this was a couple of weeks ago that I read this, but it was, he just won it, his mom wasn't particularly happy with it, and he was going to probably start within a couple of days. Now,
I wouldn't know what actually is going to go on for this month, because do you think, like, is this porn star going to actually fuck the shit out of this young
but
kid,
that's
or
the thing.
what?
There was no stating that the Russian porn star had to have sex with you.
like-
It was just, you get to stay in a hotel room with her. Now, she's a porn star, so sex probably isn't that big of a deal for her, so... And I'm sure the kid's going to go, can we? Can we? Can we? Can we? And eventually she's going to go, fine, shut up already. In Russian, obviously, but... So...
What if you have a contest like that and somebody 16-year-old can enter and win, then hey...
Yeah, if you don't put a disclaimer on there saying you have to be 18, I guess. Bravo, kid. But
I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get your rocks off a lot, kid, and
have fun.
Have fun.
Wear a condom, though.
See if she'll let her stick in her bum.
It's a porn star, you never know.
Try to just get it all. Who cares, buddy?
Yeah, do whatever you can, however you can for as long as you can.
Headline number 3. I don't have enough.
Okay.
I'm looking.
So,
I'm looking as it's...
I know. Okay, so, article, I read the paper a lot. I read stuff online, but I just find it really difficult. Like,
really?
I'm finding that websites online are set up for your phones, and I don't use a phone to look at stuff online. I use a computer with a big monitor.
Well, I think people have... But it's both. It's both.
They do. But if you go to the website, if you go to like any of the Canadian broadcasting news sites, you go on there and they're like this big, and
just set your browser up, dude. Just reset your browser. You can zoom in your browser, dude.
I know. I've zoomed in so many, but it's just
I'm blind, so I have to make mine bigger now.
Okay, so anyways, they were talking about pet empathy. Right? Apparently there's this a study coming out that pets have empathy. And the whole thing behind this is that they tested voles, I think it was. Voles are like little rat-like creatures or mice-like creatures, depending on how you look at the vermin like that. So they electrocuted one of the voles, and they found that other voles would actually come up to that vole and comfort it. And there's a video online of the vole, one of them coming up to an electrocuted one and actually patting it on the back. It's like, there, buddy. There.
Okay.
For people who have actually owned pets, we've known about this forever.
Yeah, well, you can see, like, I have 2 cats, and you can see that they kind of care for each other. You can kind of...
sort of know.
Well, when they fight, or, you know.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, you know what, we had this study, and it's been going on for years. Animals have empathy.
Thanks, Tips.
Yeah, thanks.
How much money did you get for that study?
Yeah, no kidding.
Can I have some to study, I don't know, sleeping patterns of
cats
of an adult with 2 children? I can do that pretty good, because it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, like, give me some money. Hey, government, I'm going to do a study.
And that's the inanity of it is, you know what? We've known this for years. We could have easily just thought, yeah, they have empathy. They feel for each other. You could...
But they got money to do a study for it.
Yeah, they got money for that.
And they probably took, like, years to do it.
Yeah, they probably
How
did.
silly are you?
Yeah, very silly. It's... So, in Central America, this one was really good.
I saw this one, too, in the paper.
Okay, so in Central America, from inmate cell phone video, no less.
How does an inmate get a cell phone?
Exactly.
That's what I want to know.
A bunch of inmates were gathered around in the gym, and they were treated to a live nude strip show. So, just nude dancers dancing around naked for all these inmates in a prison.
How? How does that? I don't understand. Like, what? How do you get these things in prison? I don't understand. I thought you're incarcerated for a crime and you're looking at titties and ass. Like,
Yeah, well, okay, so from what I understand, they got it as a reward for toning down the violence between the gangs.
here's your reward for not killing each other for a week.
Yeah. What? It's like, personally, it'd be like, you want to kill each other? Well, let me lock the doors over here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go watch.
And
Here's
go.
the bet. Here's the board. Let's put the fights up here. Fight number 1. Who would you think's gonna win? $100. $100. You know, and people are outraged. Ooh, what's gonna happen? Nothing.
Yeah, exactly, nothing. It's as bad as like here in Canada. There a few years ago, there was a news story got broke that inmates in one of our prisons was enjoying a hell of a barbecue, and they were showing this barbecue. It's like this big, this big barbecue, and like 4 inmates, one with a pair of tongs, and they all had beers, and the grill was going with burgers and chicken, and it's just like,
If you think stuff like this isn't happening on a regular basis, you get your head out of your ass or out of the sand or wherever it's stuck, because it is. Like, stuff like this is probably happening on a regular basis where inmates are getting privileges that you would not think that inmates could have.
well, yeah, it's like, what they get cable television.
Like,
it's like Paul Bernardo. He's a famous killer up in.
I thought he was out now.
Paul Bernardo? No, he's in maximum security.
Oh, I thought he was out.
No. He not only does he get cable TV in isolation, because he has to be isolated from other
So
prisoners.
people don't kill him.
Yeah. He gets cable TV, and he wrote a book,
Oh, that's what, yeah.
and it was published on Amazon. I was just like,
Yeah.
really? It's like, okay, fine. You write a book, you publish it.
But is
You don't
anybody
make
gonna-
any money. All that money that you make
Goes to the
should
family.
go to families or paying for your ass in prison.
Or is anybody going to stop using Amazon because of that?
No,
Nope.
no, exactly. And it's just like,
Because we don't care as a society. We don't. We sit here, we point out all these bad things that are happening, like, because that's absolutely ridiculous. Of any serial killer, I hear there's another serial killer who wrote a book and it's on Amazon. People are outraged by it. It's like, then stop using Amazon. Stop shopping at Walmart. Stop buying Nike because they're using child labor. Stop whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if Nike actually uses child labor.
yeah, they do actually. That's
If it's such a big deal, get off your damn high horse and don't buy Nike. If you have a problem with the NHL lockout that happened in 2005, don't support their product. Don't watch it. Don't buy their tickets. Don't go to their games. But what happened? They locked out, and then they came back, and the buildings were full.
Yeah, it's like there was.
So what are
I
you
do
saying?
remember that during that lockout, it was like, we're
never
we
going
hate
back.
hockey.
Yeah.
And as soon as the lockout was over, bam, they were there going,
Get off your high horse.
Hockey. So,
You know, fuck, it's just annoying. I don't even know where that came from. What?
no, but it's a very okay. This happened in Central America where rules are different. We understand this, and it's like it's one thing to reward the gangs for not killing each other. Yeah, I get it because you don't want to have to deal
You should
with.
be rewarded with maybe a meal, a good meal, instead of your bread and water that you deserve. Because you're a murderer.
And there's a guy in Texas. I love this. There's a warden in Texas that his prison is outside, so prisoners have to sleep outside in the heat or in the cold. They have to wear pink jumpsuits, and they get bread and water every day.
Prison isn't meant to be fun. It's supposed to be.
Now,
There's supposed
okay.
to be a deterrent from crime.
Maximum security prison should be definitely bread and water. Medium security should be bread, water, maybe an apple, something similar. But minimum security prison should be a little bit more.
I don't understand. Minimum, maximum securities. We'll just use those. Okay. Maximum securities hold the crazies, right?
Yep.
Hold the
They're
people who are in there for
supposed
life.
to, yeah.
Minimum securities hold the who?
Fraud.
The drug dealers.
No, not necessarily. Drug dealers can end up in maximum security, but minimum security is like people who fraud, blue collar crimes. So bankers.
Why don't we just shame them or something like that? Bankers, yeah, the bankers are working in the banks right now, fucking stealing your money. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's actually unfortunately very true.
Stupid banks. You got some more headlines?
Yes, I do.
Good.
Most people will know this, but Facebook has added that little thing to their like button of the emoticons. They're called emoticons?
They have, yeah, where you can... they're called reactions, I think, actually. That's kind of their term that they're using. Facebook reactions.
Oh, is that what they're calling?
So when you press the button on your mobile phone, because that's what I'm doing with this, you hold it down and it brings up the mad face, sad face, happy face, cry face, just a whole bunch of different emotions. Or you can still do just a regular thumbs up.
Yeah.
Remember to do that for us. Thumbs up. And now you can kind of use those, and it's kind of like, okay, great. It's still not going to prevent stupid people from typing on the internet.
No.
You're still going to get stupid people writing stupid stuff. You know, I was reading a post one time, a couple days back, and it goes back to our racism thing, right? And when we were talking about racism, this guy questioned something. I think, they were putting decals on police cars of the word police in different languages.
Oh.
And he asked the question, why are we doing this? What is the purpose of this? And the comments below, there was hundreds of them. Mm-hmm. Pretty much went from, the first couple questions maybe were a little bit logical, I can't remember, but then you went down and it started escalating into, you're a racist, you're a bigot, go hang out with the Ku Klux Klan. And I'm like...
Well, that's a legitimate question, because theoretically, if you're an immigrant, you should actually know the native language. Because if you don't know the native language, how are you supposed to get around?
Yeah, what's wrong with questioning something? What's wrong with questioning something now on the internet nowadays? You know what I mean? I give that a big thumbs down. Where's the thumbs down, Mocha, on Facebook? You don't have that? Where's the... do they have a thumbs down? No, they don't have a thumbs down on Facebook.
YouTube does.
YouTube does, so you can go, I don't like you. I don't like this. Boo!
And if you don't like something, that's all right, but don't degrade into an automatic conversation of you're a racist, you're a bigot. It's like, no, the guy was asking, why are we putting it into different language? And if you go, you should know the answer. The reason why we ask questions is because we don't know the answers.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like...
And...
Let's see, I'm trying to pull it up here, but I don't know really how to use it. Oh, there we go. We've got a thumbs up, a heart, I'm laughing, a guy who's looking like he's looking for a dick in his mouth. Seriously, that's what it looks like.
Notice he's like, Yeah.
I'm so making that into like something funny when he just did that. We've got a sad face, somebody crying, and we got an angry little man who's holding his breath because his head is red. Kind of interesting, I suppose.
Yeah, now, apparently these are supposed to be universal symbols, and it's like, look at that. It's like, I understand the laughing guy, but you're right. The guy with the open mouth looks like he wants to swallow
something. Maybe he's just hungry.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just hungry. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just hungry. Check it out, guys, if you can. There's no information on there. You can't see it.
Yeah. Too bright.
Go ahead, steal my life. I don't care. But yeah, I don't know. I need a dislike button. I need something to show that, not just an angry face, but I need something to say, like, how about you're a moron button? Like, because there's so many things that I read on the internet, especially on Facebook. I read stuff, and I'm like, do you guys realize that the internet isn't a place to have these kind of discussions? Like, is it the appropriate place to... I just like you sit there and you call somebody a racist for their views, and you don't like their views of something. You know, I said this in the racism episode. You hate somebody who hates somebody for their ideologies, but you hate them for their ideologies.
Yeah, that's kind of being a bigot.
You're being a little bit hypocritical there. Just let that sink in for a second. Just. Hear that sound? No, it's people not getting it. That's what that sound is.
And unfortunately, the internet, albeit great for getting us porn whenever we want it, still degrades into a I hate you speech all the time.
My goodness,
so
doesn't it?
It's painful. And
that's why I never talk on the internet. Like sometimes I want to get on there and I want to just be like
I want to
the keyboard warrior, but it's like
no, because somebody will just go, "You're a racist.
You're a racist," and then I'm like, I might as well just
I might as well
just put my hood on and might as well just get my swastika tattoo that I have on my back. I don't really have
right here.
Yeah, check out my swastika. Because I asked a question. I have a swastika. No, I just have a question and I just want to answer.
Some people don't. They want to hear an answer because it's like I get why they would want to put police in different languages.
I can understand it. It makes I can see both sides.
Yeah,
I can see
I get it. However, it is also unfortunately it's like if you come here, you it's helpful to know a language.
Yeah.
And it's like
at least know how to get through the life and get around.
Because here's the thing: it's like all these Syrians that we're bringing into Canada. It's going to cost like $1.5 billion just to teach them English, and it's just like
who's paying for that?
The government.
You know who I say pays for it is the people who want them here. That's who I say. Start a GoFundMe page and see how many people we can get to. See how much money we can raise to get these Syrian people here.
Now
I bet you it's not even close to what it would really cost.
Now, oh yeah, probably not. But that's the thing is, some Syrians are sponsored by people. Like
Good.
there are.
Come on over, you're sponsored.
Yeah, this like exactly. And here's the thing: when here in Canada, if you have a sponsor, you come. The sponsor helps arrange where you live. Helps you get acclimatized, helps you with anything you happen to need.
You're the responsibility of that sponsor then, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And that's great. That's the best way to bring in
But don't
immigrants.
make me, with my tax dollar, pay for it. Because you think it's the right thing to do. Is it the right thing to do? I don't know. I have no idea. Like
In the Syrian situation, the right thing to do is to enforce this ceasefire that's going on right now and make sure these people can go back home. That's the right thing.
all this from Facebook emocons. That's awesome. Look what you do to us, Facebook. You give a pedestal to the people who aren't the smartest.
True.
I'm no genius by any means. And look,
We don't pretend that we are. We do not have PhDs or
YouTube's giving me a pedestal.
Yeah. Everybody can be on YouTube.
That's right.
That's
all you gotta do is hit upload. And then 5 people can watch your video and listen to your opinion.
Yep.
It's going to be great. It's awesome.
It is. Okay.
Headline.
I got some more.
Good.
Okay. Now, these ones aren't so happy-go-lucky. Let's see where
those ones
take
are
us.
happy? Wow.
By comparison.
I went from Facebook emojis to racism. How does that happen?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so here's one from Russia. Some nanny was she wasn't in the car, she was walking. A police officer walked up to her and said, "Can I see your papers?" And
Papers, please. Well,
Yes.
I can't do a German accent.
Russian, actually, you need Russian.
Yeah, but papers, please, from the World War II. Hitler, papers, please.
Oh, okay.
Went over his head.
Yeah, that one did. And I'm the one without the hair.
That's right.
Okay, so the police officer asked for papers, and the lady reaches into her bag, pulls on a 3-year-old child's head, and says, "You guys all deserve to die." This just happened in Russia not too long ago. The nanny found out that this was a nanny, that the child's head was her charge, and it wasn't her child, it was somebody else's. And she did it in the name of Islam. I told you this one wasn't happy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It, from what I understand, did not make a big ripple in the news.
I'm almost speechless here. Like, this is absolutely... This is pretty absurd. Like,
Yeah.
that it didn't go more viral, that it hasn't been more in the news, especially because it was done in the name of Islam. Was she a white girl?
No, she's...
Or was she, like, Islamic?
She's Islamic.
Okay.
She, yeah, and she's in court right now going, "Yep, I did it. And you guys all deserve to die."
Kill her. Put her on a stake, cut her head off. Put it on pay-per-view.
It's Russia. They could do
You know
that.
what I mean? Like, seriously. Like, that's absolutely just sick.
It's yeah. As I said, like this was barely a drop in the bucket. You know, there was no holy shit. There was no.
So, hey, guys, when you're listening to Conway complain about being broke, even though he's got 50, whatever, think about this, guys. What do you think is a little bit more serious? Some lady cutting off some kid's head, or the Kardashians? Come on, guys.
Some rich guy complaining that he's broke because
Yeah.
he spent too much money.
Yeah, like, how does it doesn't make any sense? We're kind of a little bit of a backward society where celebrities are more important and grab more headlines than some poor 3-year-old kid losing their life to some psychopath
Yeah, exactly.
in the name of some. No, she's a psychopath. It's not in the name of anything. She's
Yeah,
a psychopath. She's using
she's
this
using
religion
it as an excuse.
yeah, as a crutch.
Yes,
And so
and I get it. They don't want to spread bad news about religion. It's fine, but you know what? Talk about her.
yeah, they don't have
the
to talk
fact
about
that-
Islam. They don't have to be like, she said it was in Islam. Just be like, this psycho lady.
Yeah, and it's just like, you know what? How can we help these people?
Yeah, like,
Like that was a 3-year-old child.
could you imagine losing your 3-year-old kid? Yeah, could you imagine?
And to find out that it's find out in that way, you know, you're working, all of a sudden you see on the news it's like some 3-year-old's head, and it's like because they caught it on camera, on film, the whole. Yeah,
bad.
in Russia because cameras are everywhere.
There's dash cams everywhere in Russia.
Yeah, so yeah, it was caught, and it was.
That's pretty horrific. Like,
It is pretty horrific.
You should do your checks on your nannies here, people. Actually, that's one problem. Here we go. I'm just going to go off into nowhere land.
Right?
That's one thing. Like, I've got 2 children, and that's one thing that. This is part of the reason I don't trust leaving my children with just babysitters or in daycare. You hear all these stories, not about people cutting people's heads off, but about like abusing, like nannies abusing children and day homes abusing and neglecting the kids that they're looking after.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like,
there's been a couple of those in the news in Calgary. I'm sure in Edmonton and other places they have their own little newses because. You know, a city will have their own little newscast and talk about what happens in the city. We don't talk too much about what happens in the world, and it's fine. That's the way the news works. But it's. I remember when we were kids, we could just walk out the door, say goodbye, Mom. We'll be back, and unless she shouted a time, we didn't have to be home until it was dark.
we would hear,
"Chris, Barry, dinner." Yeah, exactly. And if we didn't hear it, we didn't eat.
that's right. And you know, now today's society is a lot different. You know,
Yeah, we don't let kids.
can't let
go
your kid
out.
out of your sight. You know?
Free range kids.
Now, I just wonder if it's just paranoia, and like, is it because we're not information is more accessible now? We're hearing more about child abduction, even though it's the same or less. It's probably not more.
What I've heard is like crime rates are actually down. Some things go up and down, but as a whole, crime is going down. But because of the 24-hour news cycle, we hear about it more.
Yeah. We hear about the same crime more and more times.
Yeah, and then whenever there's like, for example, if there's an abuse at a day home,
it's all over. It's
all over.
But
then
then
they
Twitter,
start
your Facebook, and then it's on the 5:00 news, the 6:00 news, the newspaper the next day, and
then they start dragging out old stories and things about it happening around the rest of the country.
Yeah.
So it's like you hear about it, you get inundated, and it's just like, whoa, I better be.
So don't be
careful.
paranoid. It's okay to let your kid go to the park.
Yeah,
It is. It's
Trust
really
your
okay.
kid.
Yeah.
and
There's always
educate
going
them.
to be crime. There's always going to be crime in this world.
Talk to your kids.
Just exactly educate
them.
your kids. Now, I have a question.
Sure.
This will be my headline. Would you commit a crime, like a non-violent crime, if you got $5 million and you only had to spend 30 days in jail?
For $5 million, 30 days in jails.
Yeah, and a non-violent crime, like a non. Well, it was a question on my Twitter from one of my poker guys that I follow. He puts out a question of the day, and it's really interesting. Some of the questions he put out is like really political, but some of he puts out are like they make you think, and it's like then that was one of them. It's would you commit a crime
For $5 million.
for $5 million? It's like a non-violent crime, pretty much, and for $5 million, knowing you had to spend 30 days in jail. I said yes. I would 100%.
75%. Yes.
Yeah, I would. If it was non-violent crime, I'd spend 30 days in jail and got $5 million.
The only thing is you have
problem.
a criminal record. No, maybe not, because
if
in Canada, if it's less than 2 years, it doesn't show up as a bad mark.
So, hey.
Okay.
It doesn't matter, really. Like, that's, I would do it, yeah. And I think his poll was like 75 or 80% said they would do it.
Yeah. Well,
And,
it's a much different society nowadays. Speaking of society, here's laws and stuff. The big swing in the news right now is going around that the federal government should start pardoning all of the gays that were convicted of sodomy laws back in the 60s and 70s, and for that matter, the 80s. There's an online push to say, you know what, these people haven't done anything wrong according to us nowadays, so we should forgive them for stuff that they did back then. So it's one of those things of, we look back and try to impose what we think should be back on society back then. Do you agree with this?
So they want to pardon people who committed a crime that we're not considering crimes today?
Yes, the sodomy crimes.
Absolutely. We should, what? Give me an example of that kind of a crime.
No, sodomy crime, gay sex.
Oh, yeah, we should pardon. Well, are they still in jail?
No. Most of them are. No. Okay, there was a guy in the paper. He just. Oh, I don't really remember too well. He was convicted of sodomy crimes twice and had to spend, I think it was like 4 years in jail for both crimes.
So he's already done his time?
Yeah, he's done his time, and it's like,
what are we?
It's like, oh, we should pardon him because those aren't considered crimes nowadays.
Pardon
him because, well, okay,
it's still on his criminal record.
He has a criminal record, so it's like expunge his criminal record.
So he can't travel.
Yeah, he can't travel because he has a criminal record, and it's just like, well, it's one of those things. I agree. We don't consider it a crime nowadays. It shouldn't have been a crime back then because it's not like he raped people. This was consensual sex.
I just think that if you're opening a whole another can, because if you sit there and you say, hey, we did wrong by pardoning you, they could be like, well, I'm going to sue you because you took 4 years of my life away.
It was still a crime back then. It's okay. It's like the Liberal government in one of their campaign promises said, oh, we're going to legalize weed. And then one of the questions popped up was, well, are we going to pardon all these people that are in prison for weed crimes? And it's something they have to look into because it's like, well,
if we legalize murder down the road, are we going to pardon all the murderers? Are we going to, it's kind of a, like, if it was a crime, like back in the 1800s, is it a crime? And it's not a crime today. Does that mean you're still not guilty of it when it was a crime? It's kind of a slippery slope, I guess. It's kind of a...
That's what I'm getting at. It's like we should pardon people that have been convicted of the sodomy crimes, of willing sodomy, because there's a difference between rape and sodomy.
I just think it opens too many cans. If unfortunately it was a crime back in the day, and we kind of... Because I think we grow, like we kind of change as a society and as people, and we kind of have a different understanding and a different view of things.
Yep.
And so we have to change legislation's rules as we kind of go. They're always fluid and
privacy issues.
Yeah,
because privacy is they wrote the laws, and then all of a sudden, like, computers came along, and it's like, oh well, does privacy still apply to computers? And it's like, they should.
Yeah,
there shouldn't be any reasons, but they've come new laws, new registrations. So phones came along, like smartphones, and they did the same thing.
Yeah,
or are doing the same thing, and it's just like, well, I personally thought privacy was a blanket issue, but apparently it isn't. You have to have little snugglies,
but it's everything. But it's all in the wrong hands. It's all in the hands of incompetent people who write our laws and write our legislation.
Okay, not all of them are incompetent.
Okay, maybe one of them isn't. I'm sure there's one logical thinking person in politics, but that's probably pretty hard to find. I have a question.
Okay.
I was looking on the timeline. I found one question. It's, would you kill one stranger to save 2 strangers' lives with a guarantee of no jail time or any punishment?
A stranger?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, these are the type of questions he asks.
Well, I would have to ask questions back. It's like...
That's another thing. He puts a simple yes or no, right? And it's it's a very kind of different... it's a very hard question to just say yes or no to.
Yeah, you know? That's too complex. It's like, okay, sorry, 1 to save 2...
it would make sense, too.
It would, but in what way?
Well, because
okay, if one is a dad beating his wife and child,
stranger.
But
I know it's a stranger.
That's the thing.
That's why I think he said strangers, because when you know nothing about this person and you know nothing about these 2 people,
it's the red button issue.
You know, so it's like, well, what do? You know nothing about. So, which do you value? Are 2 lives more valuable than 1? Knowing nothing at all, having just a blank sheet of paper, is 2 is more valuable than 1, and you would think that, right? So now it comes back to just your morals and what you think and how you view things, and it's like, well, what do you do? I don't know what I would do if I was in this situation. If I had to let 1 person die to save 2, yes, because of the numbers, right? Mm. Because of the numbers. But if you got deeper into it, obviously your answer could change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you look at it just from a strict numbers point of view, yes. Actually, maybe no, because then it would thin out the population if you killed 2 people. Who knows? But that's a pretty interesting question. We got some more questions probably here.
Oh, I'm sure he has a whole bunch of them.
He sure does, but a lot of them are like about Donald Trump and all that stuff.
He's American, then.
Yeah, no, he's Canadian, but he lives in America.
Oh.
It's would you commit a non-violent crime with a max sentence of 30 days in jail for $5 million? 87% of people said yes.
Well, there you go.
Would you commit a non-violent crime with a maximum sentence? Yeah. Hell yeah, I would. Hell yeah.
$5 million, it's kind of hard to turn up.
Yeah, how can you say no? You know, how can you... If you're not hurting anybody.
Okay, last one for me.
Ooh. Is it a big doozy?
It might be.
Okay,
so, the current federal government, the Liberals, have decided that they want to change some of the rules that the Conservative government had put in place before they lost power. Now, this rule, one of the rules of this whole package was this. If a dual citizenship Canadian is convicted of treason, he will be stripped of his Canadian citizenship and shipped off to wherever they came from.
So if you're a Canadian American and you commit treason in Canada,
yeah, they will strip you of you're no longer Canadian, and they ship you off to America. Now,
what do they consider treason?
Well, trying to blow people up.
Yes.
Okay. Now the Liberal government says no, that's not right. We can't do that. And they're changing the rule and saying, no, we aren't going to strip you. And here's the kicker.
That was the Conservatives' rule?
Yeah, that was the Conservatives.
Okay,
and the Liberals are saying, no, we're not going to do that. And here's the kicker. We call them the Canadian 18. There was 18 members of a terrorist group. They've all been convicted of treasonous charges against Canada because they were going to blow up bridges, the Parliament building, and kill politicians. Now, killing politicians, people talk about it all the time because they're stupid, not a big deal. But blowing up the bridges, and along with the railways and the Parliament building, huge deal. They were all convicted, and a couple of them were actually stripped of Canadian citizenship. Now, the Liberals are going to go, no, we're going to change that and actually give it back to them.
They want to give back to terrorists.
Yeah.
You're fucking crazy.
Indeed.
What is wrong with these people?
The Liberals.
What the heck? Like, I completely understand what they're trying to do, because I live my life with the mentality of, in order to be free, I have to let everybody else around me be free. And that involves letting stupid, retarded people think stupid, retarded things.
Yep.
You know, and But if you are convicted of a crime and a
Treason, no less.
known criminal plotting death and terrorism and stuff like that, no, you shouldn't. You should have your, like, it's like murder. You kill somebody, in my mind, you should just be kill yourself. You take that right away.
I honestly think they should bring back because treason, if you commit treason in the military, you are actually, if you're found guilty, it's a death sentence. And I think people that are convicted of treason should...
Like, what are they trying to do? What are they trying to accomplish here? You know, what is your end goal in this?
Well,
what is
they're saying, you can't do that because they're Canadian. And it's like, no, they stopped being Canadian once they wanted to kill other Canadians.
It opens... I think it's a bigger discussion than just... You know, it's like, at what point do you lose your rights as a human? You know, is there a...
Maybe that should be the next topic.
Is there a cut and dry line that you can go on? Stay tuned next week, guys. But I got a couple more questions.
I think will be one of our topics next week.
Right.
If you want to start chiming in about questions or scenarios that we can bring up,
do it now, and we'll talk about it next week. We're going to talk about that. Human rights. Yes. Well, kind of human rights. At what...
I get it.
You get it. You're smart out there. So I'm going to have two more questions because I think they're kind of interesting questions.
Sure.
I'm going to start with the first one. How intelligent are you? There was 4 options. Extremely, which is top 10%. Above average, average, or below average. I was pretty surprised when I saw the results of this poll that he did. Ooh. Now, you have to understand it's only the people that follow him, which he probably has quite a bit of followers. But it's only, 7,500 people answered his poll question. Oh, wow. So, I said that I'm average.
Yeah, I'd have to say I'm average. I used to be above average, but I'm dumbed down now. I've become stupid. I know that.
24% of people said they were extremely intelligent, top 10%. 52% said they were above average. 21% said they were average, and 3% said they were below average.
Wow.
I think I call bullshit.
Well, just by that. Now, obviously, this is people, their own opinions of
themselves. 76% of people, okay, we'll say 60% of people lied in this poll. Because there's no way that 24 out of every 100 people are in the top 10 of intelligence. There's no way that over 50% of people are above average in intelligence, because the world would be so much better of a place. It would be way better.
Okay, if you break it down, just in a group of 10, to be extremely intelligent, that's 1 out of 10 people.
Yeah.
To be above average,
if you know 10 people, how many people?
3.
If you think you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. For me, I always try to be around people who are smarter than me, because then you can be like a little sponge, like SpongeBob SquarePants, and absorb their knowledge.
Because unfortunately, if you're around a bunch of stupid people,
you end up
you're going to absorb their stupidness.
Yeah, just take a look at the internet.
Yeah, that's true too.
Question number 2.
Okay.
This one's going to open a little bit more debate that maybe we'll have to open to a whole new topic next week.
Okay.
Should privately owned businesses be allowed to refuse service to gays, citing religious freedom? Yes, no, too hard to answer.
Oh, okay. See, that's a nice a poll, because you go yes, no, too hard to answer, and obviously you go too hard to answer.
Really? I said yes.
You said yes?
Whoa! 100% yes.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we'll just talk about it right now. I think that absolutely 100% that people, if you own a business, I own a business, I'm a private entrepreneur, okay? I should be able to refuse service to anybody that I want, for any reason that I want to. Now, if I refuse service to a gay person or gay people, I have to suffer the consequences that come with it being public knowledge that I do not like gay people. Now, would that be best for business?
Oh, at that point in time, it's if you all suddenly come out and say, no, you're gay, I'm not going to serve you.
Yeah.
At that point in time, people can either support you and eat at your restaurant, or they don't support you and don't eat at your restaurant, in which case...
It comes to the mighty dollar. Comes down to the almighty dollar, It's like, if you know that restaurant A is open-minded, serves everybody, but restaurant B doesn't like white people, and you're a white man, which restaurant do you go to?
Well, obviously, you don't go to the one that doesn't like white people.
Yeah.
But at that point in time, you still can have a lot of black or colored people go to that restaurant. It could be successful.
It could be, yeah.
Even though they're being discriminatory.
Well, absolutely. There is chance for success, but you're harming yourself if you're openly bigoted to a certain
I guess it comes down to
group of people. You know what I mean? So if you're like, I don't like blacks, gays, and transgender, you've just segregated
a large portion
of the population.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, it's just like the old adage of, I heard another scenario on the radio the other day of a company that doesn't hire smokers. And they asked, should that be allowed? And I'm like, well, yeah. It's a privately owned company.
Smokers, personally, are a drain on work ethics, because it's like...
Because you got to take 15 minutes or 5 minutes to smoke a cigarette every hour.
Being a non-smoker, working with smokers is like, they either stop and have a cigarette, or they smoke inside the warehouse.
Yeah.
In which case is like, you know what? I don't want to be around people that smoke. Why should I have to suffer? But apparently I do, and bylaws be damned. And, and it's just like, well, they got to stop and have a 5-minute smoke break, and it's like, well, where do I get my smoke break? So it's like, you know what, get rid of all this, you have no smokers and you don't have a problem.
It's just like whenever I see, like, on any kind of application or any thing, I see this company is an equal opportunity employer. Just think about that for a second. What does that mean? Right? When I see that,
it's supposed to mean
that we give everybody an equal opportunity.
Well, no.
You know what I mean? We don't discriminate no matter your background, no matter your anything, right?
Yeah.
In a sense, right? It's kind of a blanket statement to say that, right?
Yeah, it's a PC statement to earn you points, even though it doesn't really
But
mean
really,
anything.
it's kind of like... So if... This is going to sound racist, probably, but whatever. If you walk into a place, right, and you see 45 white people working, one black person, right? What would you think? This company probably hires white people, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, now, to me, it's almost forced. They want to hire these people, though. They make that choice, they make the decision because they're the best qualified for the job.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. But to me, that statement almost says, like, I'm in HR, I'm the hiring person, I have to watch my numbers now and make sure that I have a diverse selection of people working in my company.
In which case you might...
Regardless of qualifications. So if I have one too many black people working, I might go, I have a choice now between a black person and a white person.
The white person is qualified, but the black person isn't.
No. If the black person is qualified,
okay,
then the black person is more qualified than the white person. I might hire the white person because I need to keep that diversity the same way. And it's like, so are we putting ourselves in a handcuff where it's like we're an equal opportunity employer? It's like, well, I'm a business
a business should only discriminate against you if you're not qualified.
Yeah,
that's
like. I discriminate. I'm not discriminating against you because of your color, your gender, your religion. I don't care what. It's because you don't have the qualifications that I need. So what did I have? 12 Indians working for me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They're the best qualified.
Doing,
you know, like they're the best qualified for the job.
Yeah.
Why can't I just hire that on that? Why are we so butthurt about giving everybody the equal opportunity? Or not allowing people to hang themselves by openly stating that they're racist or homophobic or anything like that.
Chris Rock, he had a comedy bit about this, and I think he says it really well. It's like affirmative action. If there's a black guy and a white guy applying to college, and the white guy is actually has better qualifications to get into that college, that college should pick him. However, if a black guy and a white guy are both equal to get in, get my black ass in there and get me in college. It's like, I agree. That's what affirmative action shouldn't be. There's a white guy and a black guy, and the black guy, doesn't have the grades good enough to get into that school, but they bring him in anyways.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's like if you got two people that have the same grades and one's black, sure, take the black guy. Affirmative action. Because, that's what the affirmative action, I think, is supposed to be.
Take whoever you would think would benefit your school and benefit.
Yeah, in the end, because it's like if you're going into an Ivy League college, you can't be stupid.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter if what
you have to be smart. And you know what? Get smart people into smart schools.
Just bring in the best people for your business. Bring in for the best, advertise your business however you think that. And let these businesses fail on their own. Don't protect them from themselves.
Yeah.
Stop protecting people from themselves. You know what I mean?
Let them fail.
Just put a microphone in front of their face and let them stick their own foot in their mouth like I'm doing every week. That's all you got to do. Just because people will do it. Take the warning labels off of everything. That's all we got to do. Strip the warning labels off. Somebody's going to stick their tongue in an electrical socket. You know it. And they're going to put it on the internet.
That's the difference between back when we were growing up.
And a million people are going to watch it.
Yes, they are.
Weird.
So comment, like, subscribe, watch us on YouTube, listen to us on iTunes, leave a message. Tell us what you think. Did we go too far? Did we not go far enough? But don't turn it into a I hate you message.
It's never too far. It's never too far if you take the emotions out of it. Just because I made you angry, or one of us made you angry with our views, it doesn't mean we're a bad person. It just means we look at the world differently than you.
And that's why you're listening. Because we do look at the world different.
So tell us why you look at it from your perspective.
And we want to hear you.
Maybe it'll help me.
You could change our mind. We could change yours. We could have a friendly discussion and agree to disagree.
That's right. But ultimately, we're just going to live our own lives. I'm not going to hurt you. You're not going to hurt me. And we're just going to be happy.
Indeed.
And you're going to tune in every week. Hit that emocon button on the Facebook and put the hearts, the thumbs, the hungry man, the laughing man, the angry man, whatever.
Put the little angry man.
Whatever you want to do. Maybe we'll call him, he's not the angry man, he's the constipated man. That's what we're going to call him.
Oh, there we go.
We got the hungry man, the constipated man, the tears of his enemy man.
I just dropped my cookie.
Let's give him cool names. Let's instead of calling them what they really, let's give them cool names. So
the laughing man,
the laughing man,
the hungry man,
the hungry man,
the sad man,
and the constipated, the pooping man.
Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube, and thank you, iTunes,
and thank you, everyone.
We will see you next time.